Por supuesto, no es normal que el Barcelona haya pagado al vicepresidente de los árbitros más de 8 millones de euros durante al menos 17 años, cualquiera que sea el motivo. Y lo repito, cualquiera que sea el motivo, no es normal que el Barcelona haya pagado al vicepresidente de los árbitros más de 8 millones de euros durante al menos 17 años. Al vicepresidente de la cúpula arbitral, que como todo el mundo sabe, tenía funciones que eran claves en el sistema arbitral. Entre otras cosas, era el encargado de comunicar el ascenso y descenso de los árbitros cada temporada. Un periodo de tiempo durante casi 20 años que coincide además, casualmente, con los mejores resultados deportivos del Barcelona en nuestro país.
Hello and welcome back to the Blaugrains, guys, and today we are stepping away from the pitch for a moment because Spanish football has been shaken once again, and surprise, surprise it, as Florentino Pérez right at the centre of it. Yes. On the day when the football world expected updates about Real Madrid's finances, their new model or anything related to their stadium project, Florentino used his platform once again to point fingers at FC Barcelona, to revive the Negreira case, and to declare dramatically that what is happening in Spanish football is not normal. And honestly, as a Barcelona fan, I am starting to wonder if Florentino wakes up in the morning and says, how can I throw the biggest distraction possible today? Because what happened wasn't an update. It wasn't evidence. It wasn't a legal movement. It was just noise. A show. A speech made for headlines, not courtrooms. And the interesting thing is this. Whenever Florentino Pérez speaks about the Negreira case, he never goes to the legal side. He never files anything. He never pushes for actual judicial action. Because if he truly had real proof, real evidence of corruption, Florentino Pérez is the last person on earth who would stay quiet. He would be the first person in front of a judge, with a press conference ready outside the courthouse. He would love nothing more than to destroy Barcelona publicly. But he never does. And that tells you everything. Instead, what does he do? He goes to the assembly, stands in front of the socios, and gives a speech, a dramatic performance to make it look like he is fighting for football, fighting for justice, fighting for the integrity of the sport. But everyone watching this situation from a distance already knows the truth. This isn't justice. This isn't about football. This is about controlling the narrative. Because Florentino understands something very well. If he repeats something enough times, the media picks it up. If he points the finger at Barcelona, newspapers print it. If he says referees, Negreira, not normal, suddenly he becomes the hero for Real Madrid's fan base. And when you look closely, the irony becomes almost unbelievable. Florentino Pérez, president of the club that has benefited more from refereeing decisions than any other team in the history of La Liga, is trying to talk about refereeing integrity. This is the same Real Madrid that was protected by the Comité Técnico de Árbitros for decades. The same Real Madrid that had a generation of referees proudly calling themselves Madridistas on television. The same Real Madrid that saw match after match swing in their favour at key moments penalties, offside lines, red cards, added time miracles, and somehow never questioned anything. But today, suddenly the system is not normal. And what's even more absurd is that Florentino Pérez knows exactly what he is doing. He knows Barcelona are an easy target. He knows the Negreira case is complex, long, bureaucratic and still unresolved, so he uses it as a weapon, a political weapon to destabilize Barca, to create noise, and to distract from his own club's issues. Because let us be honest, Real Madrid are preparing to open their doors to external investors, a model that was unthinkable just years ago. A club that always bragged about not needing outside money suddenly wants to sell 5 of its structure. And instead of explaining why, instead of answering questions, Florentino chooses to talk about Barcelona. It is a classic tactic. When you don't want people to see the smoke coming from your kitchen, you scream fire in someone else's house. And let S talk about refereeing, because if Florentino wants to open that door, we can walk through it. This is the same La Liga where Real Madrid statistically received the most penalties, the most favourable VAR decisions, the most overturned goals against them, the fewest red cards, and the highest referee protection across 20 years. We're talking about a club that benefited so much that even neutral fans around the world joke about it. You don't have to be a Barcelona supporter to see it. Everyone sees it. Everyone remembers Casemiro collecting yellow cards like Pokemon cards without ever getting sent off. And yet today, Florentino Pérez talks about referees with a straight face. But here's the key difference between Barcelona and Real Madrid. When Barca have a problem, it becomes public. We study it, we face it, we suffer the consequences. We fight it in the courts. When Real Madrid have a problem, they bury it under a new headline, and that headline is usually Barcelona. And that's why Barcelona fans are getting tired of these speeches. Not because it hurts us, but because it's predictable. Because we all know, if Florentino Pérez had a single real piece of evidence, he wouldn't be talking, he would be prosecuting. But he is not. So instead, he performs. He creates chaos. He shifts attention. He builds a narrative for his fan base, one that protects him and protects the club image. And honestly, Barcelona don't need to respond. The club doesn't need to go on stage and shout back. We don't need to play his game. Because Barcelona's biggest strength right now is simple. The truth will be decided in court, not in a Real Madrid assembly. And Florentino knows that. That's why he stays on the stage and not in the courtroom. At the end of the day, this isn't about justice. It's about pressure. It's about politics. It is about controlling Spanish football through fear and narrative. But Barcelona has survived worse. Barcelona has survived wars, dictatorships, financial disasters, political attacks, and we're still here. And today, after everything Florentino said, the reaction from Barca fans should be simple. We're not afraid, we are not intimidated. And if you really think you have proof, take it to court, not to your socios. Because the more noise Florentino makes, the more obvious it becomes that he's still trying to hide something else. And this time, we were not falling for it.
Al vicepresidente de la cúpula arbitral, que como todo el mundo sabe, tenía funciones que eran claves en el sistema arbitral. Entre otras cosas, era el encargado de comunicar el ascenso y descenso de los árbitros cada temporada. Un periodo de tiempo durante casi 20 años que coincide además, casualmente, con los mejores resultados deportivos del Barcelona en nuestro país.